So I first met Treon actually on a viewing of another property that we were kind of looking on and off for a property to buy. And me and my husband were just blown away by the care and attention he gave to us, and also his knowledge of the property as well. He wasn't kind of doing a hard sell. He was just informing us about everything. And we just felt really looked after as viewers. So then when it came to selling our property, for me, it was a no-brainer. I actually went into Martin Gerrard in Crouch End and asked for Treon, which I think he was quite taken aback by, because I was like adamant that I wanted him to sell our home. So I really feel like he sold himself. It was fantastic to be in the position of actually knowing what a viewing was like with Treon, and then feeling like I could trust him to come to our home and sell our property. So we'd actually tried to sell our property 2 years previously, but then interest rates had gone up and we couldn't get a mortgage. And it had actually been on with another estate agent in Crouch End. And we were not very impressed with them because unfortunately the continuity with the agent wasn't great. We had different people showing it around, and we just felt like they didn't really know the property really well. And it was really, the communication was really patchy as well when we were trying to communicate over email. And so I think having had that disappointing experience, when we came to sell it this time, and I was more like, we're going to do it this time, I negotiated with Treon on kind of the commission to make sure that we were happy with that, but it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that I would go with him. So we just felt that we wanted someone who was going to be able to sell our property and look after us as well as sellers. The communication surpassed all of my expectations. It was unreal, actually. And I think it was like far from the norm in any industry, not just in estate agents. So he kept me up to date and my husband at every point in the sale. He was excellent on email. His written communication is very, very professional, diligent and thorough, which really kind of made me feel reassured that he knows what he's doing. He also set up a WhatsApp group for me and my husband and him, obviously on his business phone, and that just felt like we could have like immediate contact. It just again kind of gave us that extra level of comfort. No question was too small. When we called him, he always felt like he had time to speak to us, never felt rushed. If he said he was going to call back at a time, he always called back. Honestly, I think in any industry, in any kind of business I've worked in, I think he has given the highest level of communication that I've ever experienced, and I know my husband feels the same. What really impressed me was at the beginning when we were first going to think about the step to put the property on the market. He came round and he spent an hour with me going through everything. He asked a lot of questions. He listened to everything I said. There were little things like there'd been a new boiler put in. We'd had like the windows done, and I wanted him to tell the buyers who were coming to look round, the viewers, all these little things that kind of we'd invested in, and he took notes on all of that. And then he, about a week later, or maybe even a couple of days, he brought the whole team round from Crouch End, and that I was like, wow, this is amazing kind of level of service. And they all looked round and he briefed each one of them, and he said, look, it will usually be me doing all of the viewings, which I was really happy about, but if it does have to be one of my team, they now know the property really well. He clearly knows the Crouch End area, as does the rest of the team at Martin Gerrard, really, really well. They knew about the local schools, they knew about the catchment areas, they knew about we've got Stroud Green, we've got Finsbury Park, we've got Crouch End, Muswell Hill, like the transport connections. Just from speaking to him in the office, I felt like he's got a really good grasp of the area, and then came and make sure he really understood this property. The property looked really good online. I like the website. It's so fresh and it's so easy to navigate. And I felt like the photos did it justice. They did like a video tour as well, so you could get a really good sense of the property just from being online. They've also got this really good feature where you can feedback and write 3 points as well about what's special to you about the property. So it's nice kind of to get our voices as sellers here to make it more personal to the buyers. Really happy with all of that aspect. offered. I really felt that Martin Gerard are really good value for money, definitely. We wouldn't have gone kind of with an online agent or tried to sell privately or anything, because the thing is, we wanted this to be sold. We wanted it to be done professionally, as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible, and that's what Martin Gerard offered. And having, as I said, experience of previous agents, I also had experience of another one in Crouch End as well. It was just the kind of slick operation that Martin Gerard provide, kind of the really high level of service, real personal touch that just put them head and shoulders above the rest, and just make, I don't for 1 minute feel like he hasn't earned his money. Dare I say, I feel like we got a really good deal, although obviously it is a lot of money to spend, but money very well spent. I really feel like he offered us the personal touch and kind of elevated our level of service. I think things that made me think he went above and beyond is obviously being able to contact him really frequently, but also when I did contact him, I could say whatever I wanted about the sale and express my worries, my fears, and nothing kind of stressed him out. He dealt with it, and he would reassure me, and he would be honest. So I would say sometimes, like, I'm really worried that the buyer's going to pull out, and he would be like, well, that could happen, but we don't have blah 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 any information to kind of, and he would kind of always make it factual, but also with the kind of human touch and really great empathy skills. I would say Treon is a real people person and knows how to build relationships with people. But the amazing thing about him is it's effortless. You don't feel like there's any kind of awkwardness. You don't feel like he's trying too hard. He's quietly confident and very comfortable in his own skin. So I just think he's got the attributes of, a great professional person. The reason why I'm doing this testimonial at such a busy time for us, we're about to move this Friday and it's Monday now, is because I feel like, yes, I know that we've paid Treon, or will pay Treon, his fee, but I do feel like he has just surpassed everything, and I really want to feel like I'm doing something, hopefully something for him in return. He deserves all the praise that's coming to him, and I really want his bosses and the team around him to know what a great advocate he is for the company and all of the great work that he's doing as well. I will definitely be recommending Martin Gerard to family and friends, particularly the Crouch End branch. Just absolutely brilliant people, completely centred on client satisfaction, I would say, and just make you feel really, really cared for with you every step of the way. So yes, I will be very evangelical about Martin Gerard, and particularly about Martin Gerard Crouch End.